What's going on, fam? Thanks for sliding through. Hope you get the joke. We have a slider workout today, and we're going to be working on strength numbers. So, somewhere around our 8 to 10 reps of each exercise. I love this workout because this is such an easy piece of equipment to take with you. So, we're going to go ahead and start out with dynamics, a little cat cow to start off. We're going to do this for about 30 seconds, or you can think somewhere around 3 to 5 reps. Really hollow out the spine, open up the chest, make sure you're tucking your chin to your chest when you go into that cat, and then really open the chest on the cow. Think about tucking your tailbone. You can even wag your tail a little bit side to side. Just get a little life in that spine. This is a great opportunity to start breathing rhythmically through your movement. Even trying to inhale and exhale through your nose is a great way to get more oxygen to your brain and just overall increase the focus during the workout. We've got a few thread the needles here. We want to make sure that we are actively pushing the ground away as we open up to one side. Think about trying to keep the hips facing the ground. Get a good stretch through the back of that shoulder. Breathe nice and deep. All right, now we're going down into that down dog to pedal out our calves, chin to chest. And we'll take it into an up dog, stretching the hips, shoulders down from your ears, eyes to the sky. So again, just creating that life between the upper and lower body. Squeeze your glutes if you want a little bit more extension in the hips. You can even look side to side over those shoulders to get some more stretch through the torso. All right, let's get into the action. We have our first exercise in this superset. This is going to be our lateral lunge. The lateral lunge with the slider is all about sending the hips back and extending a nice straight leg with the foot gliding lightly on the slider. You want to keep the knee tracking over the toes and try to sit back for depth and a good stretch in the inner thigh on the extended leg. I'm using counterbalance with reaching my arms forward. Of course, if you wanted to make this workout tougher and you're in a gym, you can always use dumbbells at your sides. So we're going to hit 8 to 10 reps on the lateral lunge. Think about squeezing the inner thighs as you come back to stand, squeezing the glutes as we go down into our lunge. A couple more reps here. Nice work. All right. Show you from another view. Again, just watching and making sure that we're keeping our core braced. Sending those hips off to the side and back. This is a great exercise to increase our mobility around those joints. And that time under tension really does a lot for our muscles, even if we don't have weights in hand. Woo, get a little burn. Excellent job. Now today we are going to maximize on recovery, and that's what I do love about this workout. So taking somewhere around that 30 to 45 seconds is always an option. Next up, we have upper body. So we're gonna go into chest and core. We've got the lateral push-up. We're stepping out to the side with that slider on one hand, making sure that we're gliding out only to the distance that we can still control our descent, and then squeezing the chest as we come back to the center. As you can see, you can drop down to the knees if you need to, but we want to try and make it simultaneous as we're stepping out, same arm, same leg, helping us with our coordination. These are not my strongest, but I do love doing them. It's great stability all the way from your joints, from your wrists, going up through your shoulder. So let's watch it from front view. Again, hitting 6 to 8 reps here is a great number. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Make sure you're breathing through the movement. And in any push-up, even if you're not stepping out to the side, we really want to think about involving the lower body, squeezing the quads, squeezing the glutes, both sides of the legs. Woo! All right, got a good burn. Take a true full recovery, and then we hit a second set. Here we go. Lateral lunge action. Second set, you'll usually find that you might have a little bit more range of motion, feel a little bit warmer there. And always remember, you can add on another set. You can shorten your recovery, add weight, or even increase the time it takes as you're dropping down into that lunge. It's all about choosing an appropriate intensity and keeping that for 1 to 2 weeks, and then upping the intensity as you go along, just so that your muscles can adapt and you can continue to challenge yourself. Here we go, final set on this side. Feeling that burn, but make sure we keep the integrity in our movement. Pause between the reps if you need to. Whew. Extend and drive. Way to get it done. Yes. Okay, a little recovery. And we're going back down for those push-ups. We're better for it. Here we go. Find that strong plank position. I recommend starting with your non-dominant side on these also. It's just a great way to ensure that you're giving the best of your focus to a side that you're not as strong on as far as like your muscle and mind connection. But you can start on either side. Both gonna get done. Be mindful to try and make sure that the elbow is still angling at about 45 degrees, not too bowed out, not too far from the body. This ensures that we're still using the triceps at the back of our arms. Find that coordination. You can always challenge yourself to a faster pace. I'm trying to speed it up so I can get it done. A couple more reps here. Shift those shoulders forward and keep them over the palms. Squeeze those glutes. Way to get it done. Woo. All right. On to exercise 3, our second superset here. We've got a glider. Nice, slow, eccentric. So we're gonna lift the hips, tuck the tailbone. That glider's under both feet, and through the heels, we're gonna extend out for 3 to 5 Mississippi count. Extend, reset the hips, and drive back up again. So we are working the back side of those legs, but also pulling the toes back toward our nose. It's gonna work the front side of our calves, that muscle that protects the meaty part, or is the meaty part of our shin. So this is gonna be 6 to 8 reps here. Of course, you can take longer to descend, or you can go a little bit quicker. Another option is to just do bridges, or if you want to make this tougher, you can just drag your feet back in with your hips still up. But I recommend trying to get a couple sets in of just this form of the movement so you can really get used to the amount of pressure it puts on the back side of the legs. I absolutely love these, and they're really great for me, especially personally as a runner and as a boxer. Whew, all right, gotta get up and get more done. Here we go, exercise 4. It's gonna be core movement. We're back in that plank position, and we've got a slider under each foot. We're gonna go for a mountain climber to a plank abduction or a plank jack. So one knee drives up, the other, and then open and close. We're moving in multiple directions, making sure we're incorporating upper and lower body, and finding ourselves in a nice coordinated burn. We hit this for 8 to 10 reps. Notice how I'm trying to keep my shoulders forward. I'm drawing my belly button to my spine, and I'm making sure that I'm nice and controlled through the movements, not bouncing through the hips. All right, we made it. You only got one more superset. Remember, you've got options, but let's go ahead and knock this one out. Here we go. We got our last exercise going into that plank position again. Man, I love this workout because I feel like it's appropriate, especially when your body is sore or you're looking to warm yourself up for something like a more intense workout. It can really be used in so many different ways. So let's get into it. Final plank here. Mountain climber each side into that plank jack. Hips are steady. That gaze is about 6 inches in front of us, so keeping the neck nice and neutral, no strain. Let's go. You're already halfway there. Here we go. Final rep. Woo! Just like that. Done a quick circuit with those sliders. They make a great fan also. All right, so let's cool it down just a little bit. Nice deep breaths. We're gonna go into that rear delt stretch. Get some wrist rotation on that same side. Just finding a flow, allowing our heart rate to come back down, and allowing the muscles to relax. Give yourself somewhere around that 10 to 12 wrist rotations on each side. Just a nice quick 20-30 second stretch on each side. Now we're going to take it into a fun kneeling hip flexor stretch. This one's got 3 different angles here. So lunging that knee forward 2 times, opening up at that 45 degrees. But remember to keep your tailbone tucked under, keep the abs drawn in. You feel a little bit more stretch as you go directly out to the side. Each time, opening up through the adductors and that inner thigh. What we do on one side, we do on the other. A cool down doesn't just serve a purpose of stretching the muscles. It calms the nervous system, and it also is a great time to be reflective of what you enjoyed about your workout, what you appreciate about yourself for showing up. So be intentional as you get into those final stretches after the work you put in. You should be so proud. Get a big hamstring stretch, reach up tall through the spine, grab onto your foot, ankle, knee, whatever you can grab. Try to keep the neck nice and relaxed and breathe into that stretch. The more we pull the toes back, the more stretch we can get in the calves and behind the knee. Take a nice big reach off to the opposite side. Try to drop the chest down to the thigh rather than just reaching with the forehead. And take that nice final deep breath. Push back into that down dog and walk the hands back towards the feet. We're stretching the lower back here with a deep bend to the knees, trying to grab behind those ankles and rolling up nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring the elbows wide, let the hands fall back behind you. Take in all the good vibes and give yourself credit for showing up. Thanks for joining me. I will see you guys next time.